my setup. I have an Ender 3 and a Bambu Labs P1S. I created this workbench, whatever you want to call it, shelves, before I got hold of my Bambu Lab. I knew I was getting it, so I made sure that when I put these shelves up that there was enough clearance. What I didn't do was make sure there was enough clearance to actually open this AMS up. So currently...
Idiot!
I can't get the spools out, even with the printer all the way forwards and the AMS all the way forwards. I have to bring the AMS all the way out, hold it open, get the spool out, have it balancing. It's not ideal. So what I've done is this is an old rack mounted keyboard. You'd put this in a rack, it slides out, retrieve this out of the garbage, out of the trash. From my work, I'm lucky enough to work in the IT industry, so a lot of this stuff gets thrown out most of the time. I've also retrieved a shelf. This is just a rack shelf, and I figured that between the two of those items I could engineer a solution. Now the problem I have is that I only have about 50 mil of clearance here, so anything that I do to raise this up, I have to make sure it's below 50 mil. There is a slight lip on these printers. I don't want to have to change the printer layout, like move this or take this off. I want to kind of keep it as standard, so I want to develop a solution that fits around that. What I do want to do is make sure that whatever system I design, it can be removed, because I still want access to be able to remove the glass at the top for maintenance reasons. I don't want to be having to unbolt things and take things off. What I really want to do is create a fairly lightweight solution that can be unbolted and bolted on, allow this AMS to come forward so I can reload or change the filaments out. That's the problem. I'm going to try and fix it and make a solution for that.
We don't stop. We build it better from the top. Hard fear leads to learning. Learning builds the fire. Knowledge starts to burn, and success takes it higher.
I think we're going to have to flip this around, but you can see that this could make quite an exciting little tray on top. Put the AMS on top of that, and this could be perfect for what we need. Second one off. Very greasy, sticky.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
Having looked at this, where the keyboard's in, I did think maybe I could reutilize it for where the AMS is going to sit. Having looked at this little chassis that it's on, I don't think it's going to be good. It's all riveted together, it's one piece, it's not going to be any use to me at this stage. Right, so I've swapped both those round now, so they both slide out. Gone to the garage and I have found some little countersunk black anodized M4 bolts. Got nuts and washers. M4 countersunks fit really nicely in the holes. It's almost as if it was made for it. So I'm going to bolt these two together.
Nothing less. Glue tight, rip print. Measure twice, still didn't fit.
So I've put these on, I've only hand tightened them for now, because we're going to have to take them back off again. I really don't want to keep these lips on the edge of the shelf, so I want to cut this shelf down as small as possible. But I'm going to take this, I'm going to stick it on the top of the Bambu 3D printer and just see how it looks, how it fits, and if this is a viable solution. Right, so we're back over at the 3D printer. I'm going to probably try and just slide it in so I don't have to take the AMS off. What I really don't want to do is break the glass.
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
that fits on there nicely. I am going to have to try and figure out a mechanism to lock it in place. I do like the idea of just bolting it to the wall behind. I'm thinking that I make a bracket that can screw into the wall, that this can screw into, that will allow me to take this off when I need to. But I do need to cut down the tray. I want that ideally to be less width than the printer, than the AMS, so that so it sort of hides it under the AMS. And yeah, I think we're on to a winning solution here.
6.5 hours later.
Right, we're outside. I need to cut down the plate.
Try again, change the frame, every setback
Well, I guess you're not as stupid as your significant other says.
fuels the game. Failure leads to learning, learning builds the fire, knowledge starts to burn, and success takes it higher. FLKS, from scratch to finesse. We don't chase perfect, we chase progress. Glue tight, red print. Measured twice, still didn't fit. Try again, change the frame. Every setback fuels the game. Failure leads to learning, learning builds the fire. Knowledge starts to burn, and success takes it higher. FLKS, from scratch to finesse. We don't chase perfect, we chase progress. Blueprints torn, hands are sore. Printed parts all on the floor. Sparks fly, bell slips, but we ain't calling it quits. Mistakes aren't the end, they're the start. Fuel for the brain, fire for the heart. Fail fast, fail loud, then make it way. Learn hard, build proud, the FLKS way. No shame in the mess, no fear in the cracks. Every footprint puts us on track. No failure, learning, knowledge, success. That's the creed, and we don't second guess. Oh! Late nights, caffeine breath, fixins that hop like it's life or death. Bridges sag, support snap, still we're dialed in, no looking back. Try, fail, learn, repeat, stand up stronger on your feet. Fail fast, fail loud, then make it A way, then make it A. Fail fast, fail loud, then make it A way. Learn hard, build proud, the FLKS way. No shame in the mess, no fear in the crowd.
So, I've got this cut down. I've got my rails.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I slightly redesigned the holders. I figured that actually instead of on the single one, I just put a single catch on the back. I've gone with a double catch, just for redundancy. I've also printed it in PLA carbon fibre, so it's much stronger. The little catches won't break this time. So I'm going to get this all put together. We're going to get it installed, and I think this is going to be a great solution. Little rubber feet I'm going to put on the underside of the rails, because I don't want metal touching the glass at the top of the printer. just to stop it from smashing it. So yeah, I'm going to add these little rubber feet on the bottom. That should stop the metal from sitting directly on the glass. Then I'm going to line up these onto the wall behind, drill some plasterboard or drywall anchors in, and put some screws through it, and see how the solution is with the AMS on top.
Sparks fly, parts break, late nights, handshake. Plans fall, but we don't stop. We build it better from the top. Heart that leads to learning, learning builds the fire. Knowledge starts to burn, and success takes it higher. FLKS, yeah, we make the mess. We rise up every time, nothing less. Glued tight, rip print. Measure twice, still didn't fit. Try again, change the frame. Every setback fuels the game. Failure leads to learning, learning builds the fire. Knowledge starts to burn, and success takes.
Right, so I tried to find some plasterboard drywall screws. I thought I had some, but I don't. I did find some plasterboard anchors. They are super overkill for this solution, but it's all I've got, and saved me going to the shop and buying new stuff. I just use what I got lying around. At least it'll never come out of the wall. So let me go ahead, drill some holes, bolt this all up, and see what the finished result is.
From scratch to finesse. We don't chase perfect, we chase progress. Glued tight, red print. Measured twice, still didn't fit. Try again, change the frame. Every setback fuels the game. Failure leads to learning, learning builds the fire. Knowledge starts to burn, and success takes it higher. FLKS, from scratch to finesse. We don't chase perfect, we chase progress.
Oh, so we finally finished it. Actually, it's turned out really well. There's a few things I'd change, but I'll go through them in a minute. But let's take a look. So I think that was a fairly successful build. We achieved the goal. I kept the height lower than 20 mil of our available 50 mil, so we've still got some overhead space. The AMS holds itself open when it's out, makes it easier to load in and out. A few things I would probably change. I'd probably design some better catches on the back. They're quite stiff. I probably should have shrunk them slightly. And the runners are a little bit too bouncy. They're meant to be on their side, but overall does the job. I've achieved what I want to achieve. I'm going to call it a success.
Damn good job. Damn good, bloody good, damn good job.